along with my fear and walking naked into the jungle. This was a huge turning point. I suddenly realized I could communicate with these beings. Something opened wide up in me, and I could hear their thoughts. And when I saw what it took for me to survive in this environment and to be fully aware, I realized one thing: I had never been aware before in my life. I had bungled along, and I thought I was a pretty aware, spiritual person. No, I not like this. I had really opened up. And when I saw what it took for me to survive, I began to respect these beings. I thought, they are out there every single day. The bird is watching for the snake, and the bumblebee is watching for the praying mantis, and everything was eating something. And so they couldn't afford the luxury of unconsciousness. And I felt like I had entered a sacred brotherhood. I was right there with these beings. They were part of me, an incredible part of me that I had missed all my life. And I felt more whole, more alive. And I later went on to handle many deadly snakes. But in this heightened awareness, I developed empathy, intense empathy. I heard the thoughts of the trees, of the snakes, of the entire life around me, all the life around me. Now, there was one part of this that I had trouble coming to terms with, was the eating, everything eating, strangling it, dismembering it, suffocating it, swallowing it whole, the whole thing. But what the forest said to me, one day I'm out there ranting, and it says, "Robin, how do you feel when you eat?" No one's ever asked me that. Well, I feel happy. Oh, what a wonderful meal. And we sit down at Thanksgiving, and it's joyous, and it's love, and it's, Oh, that's how they feel. They aren't evil killers. That doesn't exist in the forest. They are joyous. They are consuming love, life and love, just as we are. When we eat, we feel nourished. That is love. And then another thing the forest told me was, "Robin, these are not separate events. The snake eating the bird and the praying mantis eating me. I am one living organism. I am one being. These aren't separate parts. I am one big circle of love." And I saw this symbol, like the serpent that different cultures use. It has its tail in its mouth. And the circle is never broken. There is no end, no beginning. It just is. It is always there. And I realized I am forever safe. We are forever safe. Always. And then I realized, my word, there is no death here. There is only life here. There is only life. And that was such a joy. And then I'm going to close with a reading. My years in the rainforest allowed me to see that we're connected to everything that exists. I am connected to every one of you here. That is amazing to me. I mean, you are part of me. There is no separation. That's an illusion. I entered the forest thinking in terms of me, and left years later thinking in terms of we. Everything in the forest was my teacher, even the poisonous snakes and the crocodiles. In loving it all, I learned to love myself, even the parts I'd previously seen as bad, ugly, or to be gotten rid of, the parts I had abandoned. When I returned to society, I could no longer look at people who hurt me as having no connection to me. We're all part of the same fabric, all connected, just as it is in the rainforest. If I polarize people as good and bad or unworthy of love, if I separate them from me with my thinking, I separate myself from the great circle of love. I began to use the lessons I learned from my rainforest teachers. When I encountered people filled with hate, anger, or fear, I looked at them as my teachers. They are inviting me on the deepest level to become more whole. Life is full of opportunities to heal ourselves and those around us. Can we see ourselves in the people who hurt us or the ones we are in conflict with? Can we recognize them as part of ourselves that we are called to heal? It's easy to love kind souls, saints, and heroes, and that is good. But today, I feel called to love into the places filled with hurt, fear, suffering, and anger, even if it can only be done energetically. When we see others as part of ourselves, even in the most difficult times, we become more whole. We begin to repair the breaks in the great circle of love. Thank you for being part of me.